Today we're heading out to Hickory Run State Park in Whitehaven, PA. And if you've never been here before, it's a beautiful place to spend the day in the Poconos. This park is huge, with nearly 16,000 acres of forest, trails, and scenic spots just waiting to be explored. We're starting out with a hike out to Hawk Falls, which is a pretty easy trail that still feels like a little adventure through the woods. It's a peaceful walk with some nice scenery along the way, and the waterfall at the end makes it worth the trip. We'll also take on part of the Boulder Field Trail, which is a little longer and more challenging, but it gives you a quiet forest feel and leads to one of the park's most unique sites. If you're looking for a scenic outdoor adventure that feels a little different, Hickory Run is a great place to be. So let's lace up and head out on the trail. We punched in our directions to Hickory Run State Park, about an hour north of home, nestled in the western foothills of the Pocono Mountains. The park sits between Lake Harmony and Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, right in that sweet spot where the forest roads start to wind and the scenery gets a little more rugged and wild. The Hawk Falls Trail is a short and easy walk, about 1.25 miles, but it's one of the most popular trails in the park. On a nice weekend afternoon, you'll probably be sharing the path with plenty of families and a few nature lovers out enjoying the woods. Today's goal is simple: see how much we can fit into one afternoon. Can we hike the Hawk Falls and then make it all the way out to the Boulder Field before we run out of gas? Let's find out.
What a day, huh?
This is gorgeous, sweetie. After a short walk, the trail led us to under a canopy of rhododendron, their twisting branches forming a tunnel of green. Even though there weren't any in bloom, you could imagine how colorful this spot must look in the spring. The path followed the creek, and you could hear the sound of the rushing water get louder with each step. When we reached Hawk Falls, it was worth every minute of the walk. The waterfall drops about 20 feet over rugged rocks into a clear pool below. We spent a little time just taking it in, the mist, the sound of the water, and the calm you find in places like this. If you're visiting Hickory Run, Hawk Falls is one of those trails you don't want to skip. We started our half-a-mile hike back towards the parking lot, taking it slow, enjoying the trail. After that, we headed over to the Boulder Field Trail. This one starts off easy but stretches about 3.5 miles out to one of the park's most famous sites, an open field covered in giant rocks as far as you can see. The first part of the hike winds through quiet forests and with soft ground, towering trees, and the occasional glimpse of sunlight breaking through the canopy.
Sitting on a log in the woods, here we are.
By this point, we were definitely feeling it, tired, hungry, and wondering how much farther. But we kept moving forward, hoping the Boulder Field was just around the corner. We stopped for a quick snack and a short rest, but with the shadows growing longer and no sign of the trail changing, we started to wonder if it was time for us to turn back. We made it about 2.5 miles in before deciding to turn around. Even though we didn't make it all the way to the Boulder Field, the hike itself was a great way to enjoy the forest and to get a workout in. Sometimes it's not about reaching the end, it's about the walk itself, the time outside, and just being together on the trail. Overall, Hickory Run gave us the perfect little mix of scenery, fresh air, and adventure. Whether it's the peaceful waterfall or the long forest trail, this is one of those places that reminds you why PA is such a great spot to explore. That was a tough one.
Man, I'm tired.
I hope you enjoyed our little adventure at Hickory Run State Park here in eastern Pennsylvania. If you made it this far, consider subscribing. It really helps me get closer to my goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. Drop a comment or question below. I read and reply to everyone. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Cheers.